Hey everyone, this is Kai from WCC, and today we'll be doing a commentary video for one of the longer running international VGCS tournaments that just completed recently. It's called the Vidar VGCS, run by our good friend Mikhail, and we'll just take a look at the standard match that happened between Gold Paladin and Royal Paladin in top 4. So let's just jump right into it, alright? So we're here watching the Vidar VGCS, and Gold Paladin starting out, which is good. Because if Gold Paladin went second against Blasters, they would probably just get destroyed pretty quickly with a half-decent hand. And now the key thing is to see how does Gold Paladin capitalize on going first. They get a Vivian, which is good. So they can get a free card, and we want to see if they commit more cards to the field to push damage. Just thinking about it. Puts one Lopia down. Is that it? So if he's just doing these 3 cards, he's going to do Regard, Vanguard, Regard. Hopefully getting a trigger, and hopefully his opponent is not getting any triggers at all. Or he can do Regard, Regard, Vanguard, but he's greedy. He's going for the Vanguard. And nothing. But Jasper also gets nothing, so it's lucky for the Gold Paladin player. And Jasper guards it there, because you definitely don't want to go to 3 that fast, and it's still an easy guard. So now here's the thing with Royals, is that you've given them 2 damage on their grade 2 turn. So they're going to be able to use that 2 damage to build a field. And Jasper right then, 2 Ks, that equals a full field. Well, nearly a full field. But this is a good aggressive field to go with. You've committed 2 cards, you have 4 cards now on the field. Your Vanguard technically does not need a boost, because he needs to guard this Vanguard attack, because he's definitely taking the side attacks. And Jasper getting a crit there is big, puts it on the left side, and now he's attacking with the crit side first, because he wants to confirm the 2 damage. Since both of them hitting 24, he's going to take 1, and if he takes one of them, if he attacks with crit first, and he takes it and gets a trigger, the crit side is not confirmed to get through. So Jasper just wants to confirm the crit, and it doesn't matter if the other side doesn't hit, because there's still things on the field for him to fight as well. Now, Gold Paladin went Sagramore. He didn't get Ezel, so unlucky. But he's putting out a Bowman's from Sagramore's effect, and now he's gonna look for a Gareth, I assume. This turn he wants to make sure he kills those Bedavirs, so to relieve that pressure, but at the same time he also wants to push damage, because the longer this game goes, the more likely it is for the Royal Paladin player to win. So he's used Gareth's effect, which is good. You need to get the power, and getting the draw trigger is nice as well. He's attacking the Vanguard. Yeah. Jasper getting the draw trigger is unfortunate, but yes, he still needs to capitalize on killing those Bedavirs. Now I'm not sure, like, I might have attacked with the Bowman's first into the other Bedivir to make sure that Bedivir is dead. And if he guards the Bedivir, his Gareth column can also attack that Bedivir to make sure it's dead. But, so you might have seen Jasper before. He's actually participated in the BCS 2018 in Australia. He came 4th for Standard, so just missed out on going to Worlds. But he's originally from Indonesia. So if you want to check out that BCS video, it's actually in our channel. We recorded that fight between Jasper and fellow Indonesian called Kelvin. Really, it looks like he's trying to consider to take it or actually guard it. Because getting that extra damage would be good, because it means he can do more things next turn. And he still has 1 damage to play with. So he actually guarded it, and the opponent is attacking the last Bedivir, which is the correct thing to do. And that last attack, yes, attacks the Bedivir. Now, the ride for Jasper is Monarch, and that's not the best ride. But getting that force marker is technically good enough, because you're against golds, the hand isn't that great, and you just want to put on the pressure. He's at 3 now, so golds doesn't really have much of a turn, and he's using that counterblast for a Blaster Blade effect, which makes sense. It makes sense. Normally you don't see Blaster Blade's effect used as much, because you'd rather use the Counter Blaster Call, but in this situation, you're shutting down cards on the Gold Paladin side without wasting attacks into it. If the Gold Paladin wants to mount more attacks next turn, he has to commit more from his hand, which is kind of just sealing his fate. And just, it's putting him on that clock. Looks like, yeah, the Gold Paladin's gone to 5. And now it's a pretty tough position for the Gold Paladin player. He probably only has like this turn, and if he's very lucky, he might have one more turn. But he needs to commit to his field in order to pressure. And yeah, here comes the Ravenhead Ezel. And there's not that many cards in Gold Paladin's hand. And he doesn't have that many counters. He's calling the Vivian. He's got one counter blast that he needs to save for Ravenhead. So how is he going to commit his field? Maybe he might have to go all in here. Even that's a very, very long shot for him. His opponent's at 3, but sometimes you just don't have a choice. If he doesn't commit, he probably doesn't have a next turn. And even if he does, it's not a good enough turn. So I think it looks like he's going to probably drop everything at this point. Yeah, drops the Bowmans. Is he gonna check for Gareth? Yeah, he's checking the Gareth. He's checking the Gareth. Chuck the last card for Gareth. Thin your deck. Use Raven's effect for the crit. And hope your opponent doesn't have anything. So probably gonna attack with the Regard first to pressure, push 1 damage, and then use Ravenhead's effect with the crit to try and seal the game. You can't use Sentinels to guard Ravenhead's effect, and it gets 15k in a crit, so that thing's going to be hitting for 35 at least. Yeah, 35. It's time to pray to the trigger gods. Hope his opponent doesn't get any triggers, while he at least gets some good ones. Ooh, that's rough. Getting that trigger probably makes this turn extremely easy for Jasper to guard. A lot of those rear guards are not hitting at all. He probably could have attacked with some of the other cards to the Blaster Blade to stop the intercepts. Unless he's banking on fronts. But yeah, for Jasper, he's just, it's not going to be that tough to guard this. Probably can go for a complete guard. Just so there's no way in him losing. Unless his opponent gets like double front. Really even depends if he is running front, since he was running that extra draw trigger. So crit on the rear guard. And nothing else. So this is pretty much last turn for golds. Just needs to guard this Bowmans, and the rest will just attack the rear guard. There's only around 15 or 10, and then 20 on the field. So it's like 45k guard. All up. So riding that Monarch is definitely going to be helpful. You can put the Force on the Vanguard, because there's definitely no nulls in his opponent's hand. And having that crit pressure will likely seal the game. And getting that Blaster Blade from his drop zone will also help. That's like getting an extra force marker. So there is definitely no way that the Gold Paladin can guard everything. He has to take one of the attacks. So Jasper is thinking about putting on Vanguard, yes. Okay, that's correct. And then getting the Blaster Blade back from the drop zone. And here you can probably just throw down his entire hand and try and go for the win. He doesn't, there is a slight chance that the Gold Paladin can guard it, so you have to commit now. Even if his hand is like all triggers. You can probably boost the Monarch. It's 38 at the moment. with anything, and all hits. And yeah, that's Jasper's thinking about that. 4 cards down, his whole hand. If you boost with a trigger, that's like 43k. And 45, that goes to 58. 57, sorry, because it's Excel. Okay, so 13 to a Rigard makes the Vanguard column. You can only at best want to pass this. And then he takes the Blaster Blade. He has to guard at least 1 for this because it has a crit. Doesn't get anything, but has to take the Blaster Blade. Yeah, that's nothing. So, pretty rough game for the Gold Paladin. It's not a favored matchup for him. He was able to start first, but unfortunately, the triggers didn't really go his way. And the opening hand for Jasper was definitely too strong with double K, making that strong field at grade 2. So hopefully that was an interesting game. We'll be looking into the Vidar VGCS final for the next video. So hope you guys are interested.